Hi, I'm Justin, and welcome to the Landis Look, where we take an inside look at the world of real estate. And today I'm here with Jonathan Phillips, one of the awesome agents on our team. And we're going to take a look today at Jonathan's journey of house buying. So, Jonathan, thanks for being here.
Hey, Justin, thanks for having me back on the program. How's it going?
So doing great. So we had you on about a year ago, and it was because you bought your first house at 21. So Jonathan's now 22, and in the last year, Jonathan helped over 20 clients buy houses, took a full-time course load, and then how many houses did you buy yourself over the last year?
Didn't expect it, but we ended up buying 5 houses last year. So my main goal is to purchase 1, and we ended up buying 5. So last year was really crazy, great year.
So a goal of 1, but you ended up with 5. How did that happen? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, so, like I said, the first one, last time we sat down, it went pretty easy, pretty smooth. It was a buy and hold / personal property in Smyrna. And then I knew that I wanted to kind of get back into the investment game, and just out of nowhere, opportunities started coming. I really started in January building opportunities, meeting with people, setting myself up to know that I was going to start buying more houses. And just kind of out of nowhere, they started coming. So
when you say opportunities, tell everybody what you mean by that. How did you find these opportunities over the last year?
Exactly. So a lot of opportunities really came from my relationships. Some really great agents that I know, also some people that work with investors and other things that aren't realtors. The first house that came up was a friend that I knew that went to Georgia, University of Georgia, and studied in real estate. He ended up having a really cool investment property that we did over kind of in Oakland City. So that was our second venture. And again, wasn't hoping for it, but it just kind of fell in our lap. A couple other ones we bought off MLS.
So, and I should have said this up front, because you can buy 5 houses and that can be really good news, or you could buy 5 houses and that would be really bad news. But you've done really great this year, right? I mean, all of the projects have been winners. Am I correct on that?
Exactly. They've been very good projects for us. We've been blessed. I think we've done a lot of the right things, though.
Which are what? What are some of the right things?
Well, number one, I think it really has to do with just being patient. Quite frankly, we could have bought 10 houses last year, but we decided, to stick the course.
Yep.
And before we bought, we developed really strict criteria. Number 1 was location. It had to be in a great area, which we talked about in our prior video.
Yep.
Number 2, the numbers had to make sense.
Yep.
And working with investors for so long, I saw so many people that just kind of fudged the numbers or got too optimistic. But really, we try to maintain a conservative approach to make sure that no matter what, we would make some sort of money on every single deal.
So really, it sounds like the money, which you hear people say this, the money is made up front.
Exactly.
By buying it at the right number and making it a good buy. And you've done that, both you flip properties and then you also have rental and hold properties as well, right?
Exactly. So we did, so at the end of the year, we had 3 flip properties. We sold 2 of them. We're still working on 1 right now. And then I just moved into our next buy and hold, which is in East Cobb. And really, again, stayed patient, looked quite a while for the right house. And we found one in a really great school district, walking distance to the elementary school, and it overappraised too, which isn't as little gravy.
That's awesome. Well, what's the plan for next year? So 5 this year? 10, 20? How many are you trying to buy next year?
The goal is as many as possible, honestly. I think that's what everybody says. I'd like to do 10. I think really the most important thing is, again, staying patient. That's the number 1 thing I learned, waiting for that right deal to come, staying patient, and really just making sure that you get a really good deal, take the emotion out of it.
So I absolutely love this advice, because you've done 2 things that are actually kind of opposite. 1, you looked for opportunity. You told everybody you wanted to buy a house. You were making efforts to do it. But on the same side, you stayed patient and didn't just buy because you could have. And I think that can be really hard to do, right? Because if you really want to buy, and if you have a goal to buy a certain number of houses, there can be a pressure of, well, I need to settle on something. But I think especially in the investing world, settling is not the way to go.
Exactly. And I really, I had to walk away for some deals that I thought would really be great. And
where you had them under contract, and then after you got more info, you decided not to?
Exactly. Terminated quite a bit that we had under contract. And I think the most important thing that I did was consult other agents and people that were local experts to know, okay, they obviously know more than I do about this area. Is it a good deal? Is it a bad deal? And took a lot of people's opinions. And if the numbers didn't work on a really great scale, we were out of it.
And so when you say the numbers, what are the main numbers that you have to look at to determine whether it's going to work or not?
So with a particular flip property, there's really the 2 main numbers are obviously either the purchase price and the renovation cost. Those are kind of what we start to look at. The most important thing with renovations, you have to see what you're going to be able to sell it for on the back end.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people get too optimistic.
Yep.
And really the most, in very simple terms, we take the most conservative approach.
Yep.
What's the lowest we can sell it for and still make money? And if that's good for us, then we'll do the deal. And
Yep.
I think that's why everything so far that we've listed is sold very, very quickly,
Yep.
because we make sure that we're in a good price.
Awesome. Well, Jonathan, thanks for sharing this today. And guys, I mean, just seeing Jonathan do this, wise beyond his years. And he buys right. He makes sure that his numbers are right. He's conservative on what it will sell for on the back end. And then some of them have even done better than you thought, which is great, because if you're conservative and the market rises or you get a better price, it's even a bigger win. And so, Jonathan, really, congrats to you for this last year. Thanks for being here today. You are an inspiration to all of us on our real estate journey. And if you guys are out there and you're thinking, I would love to flip one property or buy one buy and hold or buy 5 or 10 like Jonathan. Obviously, Jonathan has the experience to have personally done it, and he can definitely guide you through the process as well. So drop us a line or send us a private message like so many of you do, and we'd love to have that conversation to see if it makes sense for you. So thanks for being here again today, Jonathan, and we'll see you guys next week.